Hello, and thanks for joining us on this HOA leader video chat with two of our experts. My name is Gabriella Falisco. Today, I'm joined by Phaedra Howard of Minnesota and Jasmine Hale of California. And this month, we're talking about a real life situation coming out of Utah and asking whether it offers lessons for boards across the country. So, according to news reports, Utah is prosecuting a sex offender for failing to fully disclose his involvement as at his HOA. Turns out he was serving as HOA president. And the backstory, according to these news reports, is that in 2016, this man had agreed to plead guilty to first-degree felonies for attempted aggravated assault, his adopted children, and he served time, but he's now required to register as a sex offender. So on that registration, he's required to disclose volunteer work, such as being president of his HOA. So it appears that this man was photographed at the HOA's Park with Kids. And I understand he's no longer HOA president. So in this video, these two expert HOA lawyers will discuss whether state law or their governing documents typically explicitly state that sex offenders are ineligible to serve in HOA leadership, or could they say that? And then in our next video, Phaedra and Jasmine will discuss whether there are ways to prevent this type of embarrassing situation. So just a note, our experts are providing insights based on the laws and practices in their states. This is intended to provide you with guidance you can use when you approach an expert in your state. So with that in mind, let's jump in. So Phaedra, does Minnesota law address this, or could documents address this?
Minnesota law does not address this in any way as far as who can and can't be on the board, other than requiring at a minimum majority of the directors be owners of homes within the association. So there's nothing else in the statute about that. We do have notification requirements. So if a sex offender is moving into a new location, they do have to notify the public that they are doing that. So that might have been a situation if he had been convicted elsewhere and then moved into the community, that everybody would know. But if he was living there when it happened, I mean, people know, people gossip, but that's different from, formal official notification. So it's not likely that Minnesota law would have prevented this any more than Utah did. It is possible potentially to put something into your governing documents, although most associations don't have that currently. So that would be something that would be written in as an amendment.
Jasmine, what's the situation in California?
Sure. The California, unsurprisingly, we've got regulations for this. So in California, the state law, Davis-Sterling Act, that governs common interest communities, it outlines mandatory, we have to be members of associations in order to be on their board of directors, and then permissive qualifications for candidates and directors. And one of the qualifications that's permissive, so a association could elect to have this, is if the candidate or director's prior felony conviction or prior conviction would prevent the association from obtaining a fidelity insurance bond. Not quite certain if being a registered sex offender would, disqualify someone on that basis, but that is literally the only basis under the state law that that could potentially remove a candidate or a director from office.
Interesting. Okay. Well, thanks for that quick take. Listeners, thanks for joining us, and we hope you'll join us again next month.